Hello, everybody. As Mrs. Watson said, my name is Zeus, and I'm a research engineer at Aghan Innovation. I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself, and then I'm happy to answer any questions that you've got at the end. So, I went to school at Edgewater College, out east in Pakuranga, and my favorite subjects there were geography, maths, and physics. Once I finished school, I was deciding what to do, and I liked everything, and I didn't know what I wanted. So I applied for every possible thing I could. And then I had to decide, what do I like the least? And so I started dropping things off one by one, and eventually there were two left, studying science and studying engineering. I couldn't decide which one I liked more, so I did both of them. And so I went to the University of Auckland and got some degrees in physics and electrical engineering. During uni, I also got to work at a few companies for my internships. So at ICRA, which was in Australia, in Perth, I was there building radio telescopes that could see far away into the universe. Then I went to Infosys, which is a company in India, where I learned how to get information from people's social media accounts, like your Facebook, your Instagrams, and Snapchats. And lastly, I did one at the Photon Factory, which is here in Auckland, where I got to play with some really, really cool lasers that can, put a hole right through your head, exactly like you see in the movies. They are real. As Mrs. Watson said, then I now work at Aghan Innovation, which is the government's research and innovation agency. We do a whole lot of top secret projects, which is stuff that I can't tell you about, because if I tell you, then I'd have to kill you. But there are some projects that I can tell you about. So things I've worked on involve helping people recover from strokes using games, generating electricity using the waves in the sea, and even a high-performance training system for your rugby teams like the Crusaders or the SAS in the military. Some of the really cool ones that I've also done are putting together this little dashboard here. And what this does is we took a factory and we connected up all the machines together, and now it's really, really smart, and we can see the status of the factory in real time, which is really cool. Some of you may have played with some development boards like Raspberry Pis or Arduinos. Now, we use that for our work all the time, but we decided we want to make our own. And so we did. And so what you see in front of you is our very own Aghan Innovation Pi. We have also worked with the Skyline company, who do the luge in Rotorua and Queenstown. This is quite a fun ride. And what we were trying to do here was see if we could use magnets to make the brakes better or not. And one of my coolest and favorite projects is with my good friend. So this is a company called Piper Vision. And that's the CEO, the big boss, Emily, who is also my friend on the left, and her chief scientist, Athira, on the right. And they are working at reducing fog at airports by spraying a really, really cool powder. And we helped them develop the system. One of my coolest experiences at Aghan Innovation actually was when we were testing the system, we actually hung it off a big rope at the bottom of a helicopter. And I had to hang out of the helicopter, one hand holding myself up, other hand holding a camera, and filming this thing actually dispersing fog. So that was one of my favorite career moments. And this thing is currently being tested in Australia right now. Some of the skills I use every day are actually skills that are not unique to STEM subjects. So you'll see I've got technical skills and discipline at the top, and that's something you learn from doing STEM. But more importantly, you've got key skills like communication, teamwork, creativity, problem solving, and all that sort of stuff can be done in any job or any role. It doesn't have to be just for STEM. So they're really, really useful, and it's something that you will use every day. One thing I wished I knew at your age, there were a lot of suggestions here from that Wonder Project provided. And they were all the classic ones, like, you don't have to be good at maths, but you have to work at them, or, study hard, all that stuff. But two things that I found that were really, really helpful is be willing to learn new things and push yourself out of your comfort zone. All right. Don't worry if you don't know something, just keep working at it and you will get it eventually. The other thing I wish I knew was that a lot of people, they do science not because they love it, but because they want to make money. But they don't really care about other people. So one piece of advice that I will give is whatever you do, do it because you love it and because it's good for the world and the people in it. Don't just do it to make money. Other than that, I would rather spend my time answering your questions than just talking to you. So please send them my way. That would be awesome. Thank you.
Zeus, just want to ask you one question. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? What kind of job do you think you'll be doing 5 years from now?
Oh my goodness. Well, people always say, I don't know what I want to do when I grow up. I'll be honest, I still don't know what I want to do when I grow up. It would be nice to be working in, still doing what I do right now, working in technology. Maybe something different, but I don't know. Some science and engineering is something that I love, so I cannot see myself doing anything else.
Thanks, Zeus. Another question is, do you think that people will be able to get to space in the next 5 or 10 years, like ordinary, everyday people?
That's an interesting question. I mean, the first people in space went there, 50 years ago, right? In the 60s and 70s. But yet I can't go there for a holiday on the weekend. So it will be hard. And I think, people are going to space, to the International Space Station all the time. But I don't think ordinary people like you and I are going to be able to go in the next 5 to 10 years. I still think it will be only for research and experiments.
Okay, so Zeus, can you cast back to when you were 10 years old, and if you can remember that far back, what was your favorite subject and why?
Oh, it was, like I said, it was geography. I always loved the world around me. I used to love, learning about the flags of different countries and all the countries and capitals and, what they look like, what those countries had in them. So geography was my absolute favorite. It also was what made me want to go and see the world. So, yeah.